So with 2 outs, Baez is at the plate and Contreras is at first. Now Contreras gets picked off as he tries to steal second, but he ends up just stealing second anyways. Now if you watch the replay, Contreras just goes at first movement, and by the time the first baseman catches the ball, Contreras is out by a mile. He's not even halfway to second base. But the thing is, the shortstop is too far away to cover the bag, and so the second baseman has to cover the bag. But if you look, the second baseman is coming from the outside of the bag, and the first baseman's already on the inside, so there's no throwing lane, so no throw, and he's safe at second. Now at this point, Anderson, the pitcher, must be pretty pissed off, because he should be out of the inning. But things are just about to get worse, because Javi Baez hits this ground ball to third base. The third baseman misses his throw to first base by a little bit, and then Baez just runs back to the plate, and a runner scores, and then Baez calls safe, and he keeps going to first and ends up at second. Okay, let's break this down a little bit. The third baseman makes an inaccurate throw, first of all, that ends up slightly down the line. But at this point, you have to remember, there's still 2 outs. All the first baseman, Craig, has to do is go touch first base, and the inning is over. But Baez does a hard step back to home plate, and I think he baits the first baseman here. He starts to slow down, make it look like an easy play, and the first baseman also starts to slow down, and he's like, oh, Baez is just going to give himself up. But he doesn't give himself up, and at this point, Baez literally has nowhere else to go now. All the first baseman has to do is tag Baez, but he doesn't. I think he forgot that there were 2 outs, and he sees the runner, and he's like, oh shoot, we got to get the runner out or else this run counts. And so he tosses it to the catcher. But the thing is, even if he didn't tag Baez here, if he just ran the ball back to first base, Baez is out and the run doesn't count. But after this toss to the catcher, if you look, there's no one covering first base. And the reason that is because with a ground ball to third base, the second baseman is going to cover second base. Now Baez sees this and he starts hustling down the first base line. Now hypothetically, let's say Frazier for some random reason would have been covering first base. If the Pirates made a throw there and got Baez out at first, again, he would have been out and the run would not have counted. That's like the third different way the Pirates could have escaped this inning without giving up a single run. But yeah, this throw goes wild and then it's basically all in shambles from here. Pirates really, really blew up this play. If you made it this far, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and also make sure that you have a great Thursday.